How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to be taking a look at the Tactical Delta Loop by Chameleon Antennas. Let's check it out. The Tactical Delta Loop will cover 6 meters through 80 meters. It's most effective, though, 30 meters and up through 6 meters. I'm using it right now on 20 meters. It is an extremely cool portable antenna. It has about 5 pieces, including a ground spike, a center connector, the matching unit, and then 2 legs. And then that is connected via a wire. That is all provided by Chameleon when you buy the kit. It also comes with a length of ground wire that is also included on a winder. So this could be configured as both a delta loop and as a vertical antenna if that's what you wanted to do. Now you might be asking yourself, why wouldn't I just go with a vertical antenna versus a delta loop? Well, delta loops are fantastically quiet antennas. Plus, with this configuration, you can get a bit of NVIS action if you want to do NVIS, near vertical incidence skywave, which is where your RF goes up and comes back down for close-in communication on bands like 80 meters, 40 meters, etc. We have a pretty crazy wind blowing behind me, and you can see it's pushing it, but it's handling it very well. QSL, the Mike Alpha Bravo, I got you at a 5.5 at kilo 1139.
Roger that, have you 5x6, Southwest Missouri, 73, have a great day.
Thank you very much for the contact, 7-3.
Alpha Delta 8, Foxtrot Delta.
Alpha Delta 8, Foxtrot, come again?
Foxtrot Delta, Alpha Delta 8, Foxtrot Delta.
Okay, got it. Alpha Delta 8 Foxtrot Delta. You are a 5.2 into kilo 1139.
Roger, you're about a 5.7 into Ohio. Thanks, have fun.
QSL, thank you very much for the contact, 7-3. You can find the Tactical Delta Loop at Chameleon Antennas. It goes for about $350 and comes in 2 options, either with 50 feet of coax or without. So if you already have the coax, well, you can just go with the one without the coax. The fact that all these antennas uses a kind of a modular approach. The MPass uses an integration of wire and 17-foot verticals and the military extension rods. The Delta Loop uses 2 of the 17-foot extension antennas or verticals and then the little copper clamps to make a loop. And it's literally like an inverted triangle. It is, without a doubt, one of my favorite portable antennas because it can handle 100 watts from my base station that I run in my Go box. As well as in the field, it behaves like one of the most sensitive receive antennas that I have in my arsenal for portable antennas that can take 100 watts. Something about that antenna compared in the field, I brought out multiple different antennas. I had a inverted V dipole, I had the Delta Loop, I had a vertical antenna, and in all cases, the Delta Loop was able to hear signals way down into the noise further than the other antennas. So that implies that the signal to noise ratio of that Delta Loop was higher than that of the inverted V dipole or the vertical antenna, which, when you're running portable, is lots of fun, particularly if you are in a low noise environment like I was in all the instances that I was deploying it in the field. So I would rate this as a definite try it. I definitely like it. It's not too cumbersome in the fact that really it's just like this, right, with the addition of the little metal triangle spacer and then a second 17-foot whip and the coil of wire. Now there are a couple of details I want to make sure I hit so that you have all the information you need if you decide you want to use this antenna or purchase it. This is a 100-watt antenna for single sideband, 50 watts for Morse code. I assume that includes 50 watts also for digital. I ran 100 watts FT8 every time, and it worked fine. There was no problems. I didn't do a super long duration activation, nor did I do WindLink, which generally I think taxes these kind of antennas a little bit more. You start to saturate that transformer. I would keep it at 50 watts, stick to what Chameleon says. Obviously, if there's a warranty, you don't want to go putting too much power in it because it'd probably void your warranty. Now, I know the hot thing is to talk about multi-band antennas and their effectivity or efficiency. This is a multi-band antenna that generally has a standing wave ratio of 2.5 to 1 from 30 meters down to 10 meters. If you want to run 40 and 80 meters, you will likely need a tuner. In my case, in my Go box, I run a ICOM 7300. I just turn on the auto tuner and it takes care of all the different bands I'm operating on. I just leave it on for 40 or 20 or whatever I'm operating on. A 3-to-1 tuner seems to be just fine to make this antenna do what it needs to do and make your radio happy. Let's take a little pause in the action to ask you, what do you think so far of the Tactical Delta Loop? If you're enjoying it, post a comment below. Give me a thumbs up if you like this video, and remember to subscribe if you're new to the Hammer Crash Course. I appreciate it. Thank you. Now, the cool thing about this kit is it's actually like 2 antennas in one. You get the same spike, but you could choose not to put the 2 verticals up and just go with the 1 vertical and the matching unit, and then put a radio underneath. It also comes in the kit. This allows you to effectively have a vertical antenna for when you're out in the field. It's basically the CHA Micro or the MPass Micro kit that Chameleon also sells. So with a little bit more money, you get the extra parts to make it a Delta Loop. Which again, why would you want a Delta Loop and a vertical? Well, a Delta Loop in this case has RF that goes straight up and straight back down. So if you are someone that likes to connect to local WinLink nodes, or if you are doing NVIS specifically, where you do want a good footprint of RF coming back down to talk to local people, people in closer, which would be about 400 miles or so, and inward of that on 80 meters. Usually the lower bands are where you're going to use NVIS. And this is easy to show with Chameleon's far-field plots that they provide in their own material on the website. With the Delta Loop configuration, you can see the big bubble of RF. The bubble goes all the way to the top of the far-field plot, which means it's sending a lot of RF vertically. Again, it's NVIS capable. But if you flip it around and put it into a vertical mode, you see a pronounced lobe or dip, and that's because there's a null coming out of the tip of vertical antennas, meaning they don't put out much RF straight up. Vertical antennas are good if you want to hear far-off stations or you want to work DX, is generally what people say if you're going to go with a dipole, a horizontal dipole, or a vertical. A lot of times it might be good to put up a vertical and try that. You might get further out. And the common wisdom is that with a vertical antenna, your takeoff angle of your RF is going to start much lower against that of a dipole. Setup time for this antenna can be as fast as like 5 minutes, so it is an incredibly fast antenna to get up on the air very quickly. In addition, you get a 25-foot length of coupling wire, as it's called, and this has little clips on the end, little copper clips, and little pieces of loop. So it's got a loop with a terminator, and then that goes into the copper clip. A note on this wire that connects the 2 vertical leads. There's a bit of strain relief here, which if you take your vertical, you can go right over the top for a little bit of strain relief, right, for the loop, and then take out that smallest section of the vertical, and then just clip it on. And this is what I generally do. I'll clip on the first one, get that set up, and then I'll just walk this out as I extend out the whip. Depending on your ground composition, the antenna will want to move with the wind because it's just really just off of the spike that's used in the MPass system. So what I did was simply stake it in the ground, and then I just, because remember, it's kind of at an off angle, right? You put the little triangle on the end. So you get the spike is vertical, and then you have each end kind of coming off at a 45-degree angle. Well, I just put a stick on each side of one of the legs in the position that I wanted to hold it, and that was it. Just, you can bring plastic tent stakes or something along those lines. I'd avoid metallic things, just so you don't want that coupling with the antenna at all. But yeah, fantastic antenna, nicely portable, definitely something that you could take on POTA. You could even backpack with this, but the weight does start to add up. The spike is decently heavy, and these 17-foot whips are also themselves got a bit of weight to them. And if you're carrying 2 of them, it's going to add up. So yeah, keep that in mind when you're thinking about it. There will be more information on the website, which is linked in the description. Let me know your thoughts on the Tactical Delta Loop by Chameleon, and until I talk to you, 73. How's it going, everybody? Today we are going to be taking a look at a bug. The Tactical Delta Loop will cover